no better way to understand an issue than to hear a personal account. Listen to Austin Douglas's experience as one of 2 Black Canadians in a university class of 800.
As you start going through it, I wouldn't say it was overly conscious, but you then start getting access to, once you start allowed to talk to people at the meal hall, people from different parts of the country, Nova Scotia, Manitoba, out west, coming together and figuring out every story of why they're here. As I quickly realized, there's not a lot of people from urban centers at the time, from Montreal or Toronto or BC at military college. I'd probably say to myself, Austin's independent analysis, I think there's probably a lot more opportunity there, or you see a lot more opportunity to do a lot in those metropolitan cities as you do smaller communities. So, that's probably the first noticeable difference I would say that I got from RMC. And then the other big obvious one, being a person of color, a Black Canadian, in my year of 95, I was the, one Black student in the school. And then when you look to the larger demographic, there was one other Black student in the school, Michelle Robertson, who was a year ahead of me in 5 squadrons. So there was 2 Black students in a school of, I wouldn't know what the numbers are at the time, the class 700, 800, maybe a bit less at the time.
At the college?
Yeah, at the college.
Yeah, that's probably right before the other colleges closed.
Yeah, right before
that's probably probably close.
So I think if there's an adjustment there, that was it. And that was very visual and that was very conscious. And, but I would say, in getting through those early years at RMC, much like anybody else, you just want to fit into the crowd and be part of the organization and not have that be something that gets attention, positive or negative. You just kind of want to blend in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Upon reflection, do you think the institution had any sort of understanding of the unique situation that you and Michelle were in as 2 Black Canadians in a student population of 800?
Yeah, there's, I'll try to parse it because there's what I knew then and what I know now.
Yeah.
Right, which are 2 different things, and how I would show up then and how I would show up now, and advice I would give people that are there now. There was no accommodation is probably the wrong word, but there's no discussion at all with respect to, maybe day 2 or day 3 or week 1, a padre or director of cadets or anybody that's sort of in what we would say now would be a cultural officer or paying attention to diversity. Say, Austin, welcome to RMC. You might notice that you're the only person of color in your class. There's only 2 people of color in the school. If you need support or help dealing with those, help dealing with that.
The reality.
Yeah, the reality of it. There's a padre here to talk to. There's this person here to talk to, or you can go speak to anybody. That was never brought up in any at all, right? It was just you were there and you figured it out for yourself. And to this day, as you know, Michelle Robertson's one of my best friends, and obviously I gravitate for obvious reasons. I think what Michelle and I got out of it at the time, and what RMC was trying to do at the time was, increase diversity. And I think obviously they were great to have us there. So that was probably my first introduction with being part of, social media and posters and helping recruiting, not very representative of the school, but Michelle and I would be in a poster with another Asian girl and 2 white students, and welcome to RMC. But looked very diverse on a poster of 5 cadets, but it was not accurate. We did not represent 20 to 25% of the student body. Mm-hmm. Yeah.